two systems. As we don't know how to send the data to the other system, we started with how to read the data from one system. Now we are at this place. Now we are at this particular place. Okay. Now I am only reading the data from a file. That is what I am learning. So there are many other things we need to do in between. After doing that, and we will call at the after some time we will call the another system. Okay. At any point of time, if we discuss any example in the class, you should know where my current discussion is there in the integration. Now you are at starting point. Tomorrow, if I am writing a file into an external system, then you will be at this point. Tomorrow we will discuss something called transformation. There once we read the data, we will transform the data into some other format, and then we will write. So example, what data we have discussed, we have read yesterday? What kind of data we have read?
CSV,
CSV. In CSV, what are the fields?
student number, student information, serial number, student name.
Student number, student name, marks 1, marks 2. This is what we are discussing. So maybe tomorrow, if I am writing the data, I'll write the data in a different format. Might be XML format, might be JSON format, right? Might be the structure, student number, student name. Might be instead of marks 1, marks 2, I might have write total marks, right? Who will do the transformation? Who will calculate this to M1 plus M2 and assign it to the total marks? So that is what some other event processor that will do here, right? So this is what you have to understand when you are doing an example. It's not blindly following whatever I say, do this, do that, follow step one, step two. No, at any point of the integration throughout our sessions, you should have this picture in your mind. Then when I am discussing something, you should think about it, and you should place the discussion either part of this integration. Okay. So that is the main point. Now what point we are at? We are at the left hand side side, this place. This is what we are discussing now. Okay. And now let's recap the yesterday's example. What we did, in yesterday's example.
We have configured the
We have
file.
configured we created a project, we have added a file module, and then in the file module, I used one operation called on your update. That on your update, what it will do? What on your update will do?
It holds the records on frequency based
It will polls the records. What is polling means for?
reading.
Reading. Is it only reading? Is there anything else? Then if it is only reading, why I don't use file read?
No, it is checking the based on frequency, so it will check for a new files as well.
It will go and check for a file. If the file exists, then it will read it. If the file does not exist, then it will not do anything, right? Fine. And what are we doing after file reading? Once the file exists, what it will do on your update? What it will do? It will pick the file. After picking
Yes,
the file, what it will do? What we have discussed. After an external event is triggered, what your source event processor will do? It will accept the trigger, and what next it will do? It will create a what it will create? What is the important point in the mule? No, didn't remember. When we are discussing execution. Where is it? No, didn't I mention anywhere? What it will do? Once it receives a trigger, it will create a mule event. What mule event source will do? It will receive a trigger, create a mule event, and hand over that mule event to the next event processor. So in the same way here, when your file connector receives the event, when your file connector or file on new or update operation receives and identifies a file and the trigger received, and then it will create a mule event and then it will hand over to the next event processor. So we discussed about connectors, modules, file connector. These are the different operations. These are different connectors to work with the file on your update, read, write, list, move. These are the operations. To use the file connector, add the module, select the file module, drag drop on the palette, and create a global configuration and use the respective operation and drag drop in the canvas. So in the file connector, we will deal with the file, toll for a new file, print the contents in a file and move it to an archive location. This is example 1. Send the name of the file from HTTP request and read it from the mule process, and read a file and write the contents of a file into a new file. All example will cover Mule4 event model as well. So Mule4 event model that we are going to discuss now. A mule event that contains core information processed by the runtime. When your mule event will be created? When your mule event will be created? Anyone?
Once we do the output.
When process starts.
When an event is triggered and it received by your mule event source, then mule event source will create a mule event, right? And once a mule event is created, it will be passed between configured event processors in the flow. First one is source for your event, that is why it is event source, right? And the second one is event processor, third one is event processor. So if you observe at the bottom section, you have a mule runtime engine. It is executing the mule application. Inside mule application, you have a mule flow. In the mule flow, you will have a starting point called mule event source, and then that will receive a trigger and create an event and hand over to the event processor. In the current example, yesterday what we have observed, what are there in the logger at the time of after picking the file, when the control stops at the logger, what are the points we have discussed yesterday? What are the things we have copy pasted into the notepad? Anyone?
Attributes,
And
uh,
Payload.
payload, right? We have discussed about payload and attributes, right? So now if we move further, mule event, forget about it. Mule event is generated when a trigger such as HTTP request or a change to a database or a file reaches the event source of a file. Now mule event is created. What is this mule event? Every time mule event. So your mule event will be a something like this. Inside that, actually this is the data that processed through the flows inside a mule application. In mule, how the data will be exchanged with the help of the mule event. What are the parts of mule event? It will have a message. This is the actual message that will that will transferred between the two applications. When you are creating, when you are exchanging the information, or when some information comes into the mule or goes out of the mule to any system, that will be part of, that will be in mule message. So in the mule message, again there are two sections. Main thing, the important section, this is the core message that user wants to send to the other system, right? Core information of a message that application process. And the second part is attributes. Second part is attributes. And then so it will contain the metadata that contained in the message header. And the other one is variables. So that we will discuss at later point of time, where developer can create a variable and store the information for later purpose. That is also part of your mule event. And finally, if there is any error occurs inside your flow, that error object will be created. That is also part of the mule event. Now, are you clear what is a mule event? Yes? No?
Yeah.
So what are the main parts of the mule event? First one is message. What message contains? Payload and attribute. And then you might have variables and you might have error message. Right? Variables and error message are, internal to your mule application, but payload and attributes may come from your external applications. Right? When a trigger is received, how your mule, this guy might be started. Right? Now my trigger received. Now tell me, so this is your, what is this? Payload. And what is this? Attributes. And what is this? Vars. So all this, whatever was showed here, this is part of your mule event. So now we are discussing about payload, which payload is part of what? Payload is part of your mule message. Attribute is part of your mule message. These two combines are part of mule message, and then these are all part of your mule event, right? So who will create this payload and attributes? Who will create? Your mule itself. Once it receives the data from the external applications, it will create the payload and attributes, right? And now this is your payload and this is your attributes. So now what is my agenda? So when I read the file, what is printing in the console? What are we printing? Am I audible?
Message.
Am I audible? Is there any gap in my voice?
Longer message.
No, Kishore. No, Kishore.
Okay. What are we printing? We printing a custom message saying file picked. Right? So if I want to print the contents of the file, where will be the contents of the file?
Payload.
Payload. How should I print the payload? There should be a way to access your mule event. There should be a way to access your mule event, right? So drag drop another logger. How to access the mule event, that we are going to see now. So if you want more info about what happened, if you want more info about your mule event, you guys can go through it. This one, and let me save in your running notes. So whatever the links I will give, Please go through it and try to have a look. So mule message, it's a part of the mule event that serves as a container for message content and metadata. What is message content here? What is message content? And what is metadata?
Message
Message
contain
content
nothing
is
but payload.
payload and metadata is attributes.
Attributes. So each processor in a flow that receives a message and processes it and returns a new mule message that in turn that is a new mule event. So messages can be accessed. If you want to know what is inside the message, you can access from the expression. Okay, if you want to access a message, you can access the message in the mule program with the help of an expression. What is this expression? Hash, 2 square brackets, and then inside that keep a message. Now go to your application. Now this is your application, and now if I want to print a simple message, how should I write? Directly I should write it. If you want to access anytime, if you want to access mule event model or mule event, you should click on this f of x button. That is a expression mode. When you have to write an expression to interact with your mule event, f of x. Now message. If you enabled f of x, then only you can see this in the color node. You no need to write hash and square brackets. You have to enable f of x, then it means directly you are writing it. Now save this application. So another point, when your application is running and if you do save the application, you don't need to redeploy the application. The application itself, your studio has a capability that itself, shut down the old application, stop the old application, and it will redeploy. Redeploying means stop the old application and redeploys the new application with the changes. Now see what is printing. File picked. Now it is printing this. What is this? You can see what we can see here. This is your mule message. What are we seeing in the mule message?
Payload and attribute.
What are we seeing? We are seeing the payload and what kind of data the payload contains. We are seeing the attributes and what kind of data attributes contains. Media type says that what kind of data is there. Right now you understand what message refers, right? And the next one, a message contains following parts, that is payload and attributes. Payload, it contains the actual body of the message. Actual message that is being transferred between two applications will be part of your payload. Example, the content of your file or a record from the database, that will be part of your payload. How payload can be accessed? How payload can be accessed? We can access the payload. I can access the payload message dot payload because your payload is part of what? Payload is part of your message.
Mule message.
So that is how we will access the message dot payload. I'm saving my application. And in the same way, attributes, it will contain the metadata associated with the body of the message. Attributes of the message depend on the connector that is associated with the message. If you read the file data, your attributes will reflect the file data. If you if you request the data, if you received the data from a file, it will have the file related data. If you received the request from HTTP, your attributes will have HTTP related attributes. Correct? Tomorrow, if I read a database or if I read a JMS, your attributes will reflect whatever the message you are receiving about your end system metadata, it will have it. Okay, so that is about your attributes. How do you access? So what are there in the attributes? File size, path, file name, last modified. HTTP will have host name, URL, HTTP headers, query string, query parameters, etc. Attributes can be accessed from an expression attributes. If you want more info, please go through the given link. Is anyone going through the links that I am sharing? At least once, at least opening and seeing what is there. Yes, no?
Yes, sir.
So please go through it. And now my application has started. No, it's not started. Oh, it's continuously print. Oh, it's restarted. Okay. See here what it is printing. File started. In the second place, what it is printing? It is printing message.payload. So as we did, next thing is we'll print the attributes. How to print? How should I print the attributes? What are if I want to print the attributes, what should I do here?
Insert data attributes.
Okay, fine. Is
You
there
can give
anything else I need
expression,
to do?
Kishan.
Need to enable
It
the
is text.
Expression.
expression mode. Then only you will get the things. Message dot. It will show you what are the parts in the message. You don't need to write everything. Attributes. Save it out. Now wait for the application to start. So application started and it started printing the contents, file picked, and it printed my payload. And next what it is printed? It printed my attributes, right? So it printed my attributes as well. So now the another way, as we directly use payload and attributes, you have direct access instead of message.payload. You can directly access the payload and you can directly access the attributes. And then let me keep an empty logger. Let me keep an first logger. So this is file picked. And in the first logger, what I am printing, let me print the message. And in the second logger, I am printing payload. In the third logger, I am printing attributes. In the fourth logger or fifth logger, whatever the number it is, I am printing an empty logger. And let's try to see what each and everything is printed. Yesterday, one member joined with the name Anagappan. Anyone knows she? I didn't send an invite, but she joined somehow. She didn't give any details. Anyone knows? Who is Lavanya Anagappan? So now my application started. Then what it is printing? Oh my God, it's printing. I need to get the how many loggers? I have 5 loggers. Let me get that. File picked to file picked. That is what I need to copy. Let me copy this and then paste it over here. Let me remove this and paste it over here. View word wrap removed. I should remove from file picked to file picked. Okay, that is nice. So first one. Oh, that is much. File picked. I should remove after seeing the next file picked. From this place, I should remove everything. I copied many things. So I need first 5 loggers. So logger number 1. What is logger number 1 we printed?
File picked.
Right, file picked. Right, that got printed properly. So are you clear with the logger number 1? Second logger, what we printed in the second logger?
Message. Expression message.
Message. We sent the message. So this is the message which contains payload and attributes. Clear? Third one, what we printed?
Payload.
Payload. You have your payload. And fourth one, what we printed?
Attributes.
Clear? Now here comes the fifth one. Here comes the fifth one. What we printed in the fifth one?
Empty property.
Empty logger. I'm going to remove attributes, payload, these two. Is there any difference between these two? The second and third loggers that you are seeing here. What is the second logger we printed?
Message.
Message. What is the fifth logger we printed? I mean, in the third is here that I'm showing.
Empty.
Empty. What does it mean? When you don't print anything, when you use an empty logger, when we print the empty logger, what it will print?
Space.
Message.
Mule
Same.
message, it will
Yes.
print. It should be like message. So that is what I want to show you. Right? Now we are done with the mule event model. Are you guys good with the mule event model?
Kishore, can you please
Yeah.
again explain about message?
What you got from the message? I mean, what you know, what is the confusion part?
You have put the logger as message, right? I
Hmm.
didn't understand the output.
It's printing payload and attributes, but payload will be printed as an object, not an complete, payload information. Got it? It's a combination of object. This is message implementation. It's in terms, generally we will not use message. I just want to make it clear to you that this message is part of payload and attributes. We never ever go and use message dot anything. Okay. So just want to make sure you know the complete structure of your mule event. Mule event is an object. It's a combination of your payload and attributes, right? And your payload is printed as an object here. Internally, your payload got stored something like this kind of object, right? The type of object is this and the object instance is this. So that is how it printed this. right? I just want to show you your message contains section called payload, a section called attributes. That's it. Clear?
Yes.
And one more point, when you use an empty logger, by default also it will print a message. Yes, Raghu.
Yeah, why we take these many loggers?
Why we take?
Why we take 5 loggers? In a single logger, it's not possible to print all outputs.
In a single logger, how do we print all 5 outputs?
I mean, here we mention attributes and messages. Like in a single logger, effects.
Your voice is not clear, man. Sometimes it's breaking up.
In the effects, it is possible to full expression like in one logger we have attribute, one logger we have given payload.
Hmm.
In a single logger, it is possible to give attributes and
See, what are we discussing? I am trying to give you an understanding on the things. So if I try to mix everything in a single logger, you guys may get confused. Might be you might have some idea on the MuleSoft, right? So just think like people who started very new, and they are just started learning ABCs in the Mule. Okay. Hope it answers your question. And let's move further. Now, are you guys clear with the Mule event model and Mule message payload and all? Raghu still has question?
no.
Okay, thank you. Who is going in and out? So a message contains the following parts. I think we have done this. And then what are the three examples that we plan to discuss? Poll for a new file and print the contents of the file. We have done half of our example. Right? What is the second part of it? Move it to a archive location. Say suppose you are integrating, you are reading a file and sending the data to external system. So the data is accounts data. Whatever the data, instead of files data, student data, you are reading accounts data. So the data that you will send is the day-to-day expenses of employees or of the company, something like that. And at the other side, you will have an accounting system. You are posting this all entries into the accounting system. So one day, one employee spent 1 rupees, other employee spent 2 rupees, other employee spent 100 rupees. So something like that. So total, how much amount they spent on a single day? They spent total 103 rupees. So you started reading the file and you have posted the file. How much amount you posted? So you configured file new or update. You configured file new or update. You configured file new or update. And for every 10 seconds or every 1 hour you are reading the file, you started posting 103 into the accounts. So say suppose for every 1 hour you are doing this process. Right? In the next hour, again, if you read the same file and post it. In the next hour, you are doing same thing. In the next hour, you are doing same thing. Like that, 10 hours you have did the same process. Right? So how many times you posted the data? How many times you posted the data?
10 times.
10 times. How much amount we posted into the accounting system? How much amount every time? The actual spent
Every
is
time
103,
103.
but you updated it 10 times.
10 times.
Your actual amount is posted in the system is 103. 30. So is it correct data that you posted? No. Then what should you do? You should not, once you process the file, you should not keep a file inside your in location. Then what I have to do? Once your processing is done, once your account is data is moved to the end system, you should move your file to you should move your file to a different location. So let's go here. What is the file I am reading? The file that I am reading is this. It is available in this location. Okay. So take the location of the file. And I want to move the file. What operation I should use? What operation I should use?
Move operation.
Move operation I should use. And then what I should have to do once I configured and once I drag dropped an operation, what I have to do?
We can give a source path and target path.
Before that, connector configuration you have to give. Can I click on new and create a new configuration?
No, Kishore, we
No.
have already configured the.
We have already available here. Whenever it shows create a new configuration, you should only click on the new button, and if it is something else, select it and click on the edit button and try to review it once. Though the file configuration doesn't have any values, but in future, if you have any other configuration already exist for any other connector, just go and open it and see it. And then where is my file? Where is my file? In this location. Right? What is my file name? Should I give only file path? Should I give file name or combination of both? Right?
Should we give only
In
file path?
only file path. Suppose if I give the only file path, if I give this path, which file it will pick? Right?
Okay.
You should give the proper path. Suppose in a room there are 10 chairs. When I ask you to go and get a chair, so what is the written question you will ask? There are 10 chairs. What chair I should get? What chair I should get from there? Right? That is the question you will ask, right? So when I say go to the room number 1, get a red color chair or get a chair with the number 1, 2, 3. So it will be easy for you to pick. So as we are giving instruction to the machine, we should be more clear on that. So source path. Source path. So this is the source path. And then target. Right? When I ask you to say get the chair number 1 to 3 from room number 1, and when I want to move it to different room, what should I tell? I'll tell only the place where should I move, right? I'll tell move it to a different room. Just I need to give only the room name, right? So I created an archive folder. In the file folder location, I created yesterday. I told you create in, out, and archive 3 different folders. We started with in, and then we started with the. Now we are going to the archive. Now move the file to archive location. Right? That's it. And some other properties. If you want to create the folder parent directory, suppose if this path is not exist, if you want to create it, click on the true. If the file is already exist on the same location, if you want to rewrite one more time, you can use overwrite true or false, by default false. If you want to rename the file, you can use this rename operation. And finally, I'm clicking on the logger. So logger, finally, I'll print the content. File picked, file moved. Now save it out. let the application start. So now what are we doing? What is the agenda of our application?
Moving the file one folder to one system to another system.
Only moving the folder, moving the file. Is there anything else? Before moving, what are we doing? My application started. What it did?
File picked and payload running.
And it printed the payload and attributes and file mode. Now go to your archive location. Do you see file name? Do you see a file name?
Yes.
When it got
Yes, Kishore.
created, right? And go to the in location and see the file exist. How many times my
It's
file was
deleted.
read? It's moved, not deleted. Okay. So how many times my file read here? If I follow this approach, how many times I'll post my accounting entries?
One time.
Once.
Right? Do you understand the usage of when you will use file move? Right?
Yes,
So
Kishore.
this is how you will use file move operation. Now let me try to do. I'm trying to send a different file and then keeping it in the in location. So I'm clearing my logs. So my file poller, what it will do, for every 10 seconds it will go to in location and check it. Now what is my file name here?
Students
What is my
in
file?
.csv. Students in .csv.
in.csv.
.csv. Why it is not showing? Right now it has shown. Keep an eye on this. What is my file name? My file name is this, full path. Now its file got picked, printed the contents and the payload, and now what is happened? What is
File doesn't
happened?
exist.
What is this red mark means? Whenever you face any error inside your application, an error object will be created. Your error object is also part of your what? Inside your mule event, right? So this is error. Just click on the error. We will not discuss much about error here. So click on the error and what does it saying? Description. So what are you trying to move? What are we trying to move?
Students CSV. .csv.
Okay. Do you have students.csv in the in?
No, Kishore.
No. Then what we have to do? What we have to do? So the operation that you have configured, you are saying, I will remove this out, or I'll just rename this to .txt so that it will not pick until we complete our discussion. Okay. So I'm leaving this flow again. So next time this will not pick. So now switch back to design mode. Now what I'm configuring here? What I'm configuring? So where is the error? Where is the issue?
File name.
File name. So in the move, so what should I do? If I make students-in.csv, will it work? Yes or no?
No.
Won't it work if I make this my source path to students-in.csv?
Yes, Kishore.
Set text style.
It will work. Tomorrow I will keep students-in1.csv. Or else if you keep -in.csv, again my source system places a file with the name students-in.csv. Right? Then again we'll get the same problem. Right? It means you should not keep any of hard-coded values about the file picked. Is there any place that we dynamically get the information about the file? Any place that we will get?
Attributes.
Attributes.
In the attributes, what we'll have? With the attributes, we will have, go on mute. In the attributes, we will have, let's copy the attributes. We have this. We have property 1, property 2, property 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That is the reason yesterday I broke the properties. And in a single line properties, I showed them into different properties. In the attributes, there is something called what? Path, which will have your complete file name, right? So go to your, this is my payload. I don't want this. Remove logger file pick logger attributes. Now I want, what is there in the inside attributes?
Path. That path.
That path. It should print me the direct path. So use the same thing. Go to move. Then I will paste attributes.path. So it will solve my problem, right? That's it. The configuration.
File name.
What is that? What your path represents? Path includes your file name, right?
Index.csv.
Come again, please.
Student index.csv. Right?
It's there, right, in the path.
Yes.
It's not only the name. If you want name, you have this. If you want path, path will include your name as well, right? So now I'm replacing my source path with attributes.path. Will it work? If I directly
No,
save and
Kishore.
run this application, will it work?
No, Kishore.
What changes we need to perform again?
You can click the FX, enable the FX.
We have to, at any point of time when you are touching Muley event, you have to enable f of x, right? I keep on repeating 4 or 5 times. Okay, just take it blindly, save it, and now let's run the application. Meanwhile, yesterday you took, so keep a let me zoom out. Take a screen capture.
Kishore, from when you will be sharing this practice documents?
You tell me when I will share.
After paying the fees?
Nice boy. Intelligent boy. Everyone took the screen captures? Any questions? Okay. Now,
Can you?
do you want one more?
Kishore, it's kindly in your local, right? You are leaving the path. If we need to connect external systems, maybe otherwise, maybe, so we need to
That
leave
will also
some.
give the same path according to that particular system.
Okay, the connectivity we need to.
Did I mention anywhere in the connectivity here? From where it will get the connectivity?
Okay, it's configured in attributes. Okay.
Connector configuration.
Yeah.
Clear? Now I'm going to my in location. See, when I renamed it, it doesn't even wait it for a second. It has file picked, and I printed my file attributes.path, and then it moved my file and printed my file as mode. That's it. Done with your example.
Kishore, what if the payload? I mean, what if the payload contains multiple 1,000 records? Will there be any performance issue, or will it be quick as this?
Yes, there will be. There are things that we need to take care on this performance side. So we'll talk more. It's not the right time. There is something like streaming and all, so that it will take care of this.
At that time, we can use the batch processing, Kishore.
Exactly. Yes, Raghu.
Sure. Can I share my screen for yesterday?
We'll see. So I'm done with my session today. If anyone has any questions, you can stay back. And the remaining people, if you have any questions, feel free to stay back. If you don't have any questions, feel free to drop off and practice the example, and we'll meet in tomorrow's session.
Hi, Kish.